But nowadays, almost no one goes by there. It's just Japanese and Chinese, the ones that have the money to spend for I don't know, 20,000 euros a handbag or 6,000 a dress or something like that. It's really not many people will go and buy in those shops, isn't it? The money goes
like 8 or
to
9,000.
the normal shops, the Mangos, the Zaras, the Maximo Duttis. I mean, there's a lot of brands, Spanish brands, that have been making a fortune with just
a wedding dress
normal
price.
clothing, yeah. And in fact, they are among the biggest fortunes in the country, if not the biggest, as the case of the owner of Zara or Inditex, a big company that has a lot of different brands. That is the wealthiest man in Europe and one of the wealthiest in the world. Now we're going to surround this beautiful gate. It is.
Oh man.
The gate
so
of
beautiful.
Alcalá, because we are on Alcalá Street. You can see the name of the king to whom it was dedicated, Charles III. You have to imagine that there was a wall around here, because this is a gate of the former wall of Madrid that we don't have any longer, by the way, but we do preserve some of the gates. The Retiro Garden, that was a privately owned garden for a palace, yeah. The Retiro Garden was part of a palace called Retiro that was made for one of our kings, Philip IV, in the 17th century. All around here we have impressive construction, because this became a popular area by the end of the 19th century. So huge palaces, theaters, cultural centers, banks. If you take a look to the buildings and also to the tops, you will see a lot of beautiful decoration. You see carriages on top of the buildings, huge ones, by the way. You can see a little bit to the left. We see statues, you see temple-like decoration. So if you walk down this area, it's also very nice to look up here. For the King Alfonso, the fashion in architecture that was being used in Paris. So it reminds us a little bit of Paris, only a little higher, because Paris had a few rules about the size and the amount of floors that they had in the center. This area, this area of Gran Via was started at the beginning of the 20th century, and the intention, apart from communicating those two parts of the city, they had to knock down thousands of houses to do that, because as you will see on the right and on the left, we have very narrow streets, and this was the case also for this area. That we see on this first part, because Gran Via, a long avenue, and is divided in three big sections. Yeah, this first part is a working section. The middle section is just for shopping, not the fancy one we saw before, but the normal clothing. And the third one is for entertainment. Now, from here, from the McDonald's onwards
Oh my
until
god, that
the
bougie
Schweppes building,
McDonald's.
we've got mainly clothing shops, a few shoe shops, but mainly clothing shops.
Yes, this is me.
A lot of the brands are Spanish, like Mango, Zara, yeah. And the owner of Zara, this one here, is the first shop of the company Inditex, is the wealthiest man in Spain and Europe. And if it hasn't changed in the past
Nike.
weeks, it is the third
Spring
wealthiest man in the world.
There's Frosty.
In this area on the left, Callao, start the pedestrian streets that link Gran Via with the city center, Puerto
This is
del
all I
Sol.
needed. This
They
is
have a
all I
lot of
needed
shops
in my
of that
life.
too, a
I'm
lot of shoe
moving here.
shops. And in here you can see already the theaters. Capitol on the left is the place where we have the premieres for the films, yes, but also a lot of different films, of course. Just behind us, on the right, on the left, we've got a lot of theaters and cinemas. This has become, in the past years, a very popular spot to go for a show. In fact, after the West End in London, it seems Madrid has become the place to see
Hotel
a
Rex.
musical, a play, a magician show, a ballet performance, flamenco, classical ballet, opera shows, or things like that. Yeah? The name of this street is called Gran Via. If you translate it into English, we can use different words, but I mean the nicest one from this point of view is Broadway. So this is our little Broadway.
Little Broadway. Is that a Hardy?
No, it isn't. Carl's Jr.
Okay. Carl's Jr.
Stormy.
Junior leather.
Now we're going to make another stop to get to know Don Quixote and Sancho Panza.
Nebraska.
We're going to pay a visit to our most famous writer, Miguel de Cervantes,
so
and of course the characters of his most famous novel, Don Quixote.
Same.
He wrote the first part that became right away very
Filming.
famous. In just 1 year,
I think there was
they
a
made
scarf
several
draped on it.
editions. So it became popular and famous right away. Cervantes did not become rich, unfortunately, but he was well known. And there was another writer that decided to make a second part. He was, Cervantes was so mad about that when he saw about that second part that he decided. Don Quixote is the skinny guy over the skinny horse, Rocinante, and he's a squire, the fat guy over the donkey. Different classes, you remember. The ladies, the one on the right is the real woman, Aldonza, and the imaginary one, the one that Don Quixote used to dream about, is Dulcinea on the left. Okay. On the top, the 5 ladies, on the front we have America is the lady with feathers on the right, and the one with a helmet represents Europe. The next one on the right, we can see a little bit here, her face is the oriental eyes, that would be Asia. And so we don't see the others, but Africa and Oceania. Oh, 5 minutes if you want to.
Look at all the different ones.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone is so different.
Busland. Sand.
The building dates back to the 2nd century before Christ. Is equal to death, and the entrance into paradise after crossing the Nile River. The temple is very small, but inside is nice. It has hieroglyphics showing the gods of the Egyptian mythology. Isis, Osiris, Horus, Ra, and so on. And it also has some hidden passages to get to the treasure rooms where you have to go on your knees. So it's really, really nice.
Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I'm dead. We were just in this palace, and it made me almost want to cry when I went in every room because there were tapestries. What? There were tapestries and oh my god, and the paintings and the ceilings were also. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. No. He's been like this the whole entire trip so far, and I'm gonna. This was a Baroque palace that we visited while we were in Spain. It's actually the inspiration for my next collection, ironically, but we couldn't really film past this point in the front because of their rules, unfortunately.
Take a look at the ceiling, maybe the stucco. Stucco is a mixture of marble color with plaster. Very small. Flowers and things like that.
Now there are only 2 rooms we could really take photos and take video in, and this was just another one of the rooms. All the other rooms we weren't allowed, and I can put up some pictures later in the video of all the other rooms that we got to visit, especially the bathroom, which was 100% porcelain and was by far my favorite room in the entire place. Here's some photos I found on the internet of what this place really looked like on the inside. Sorry I couldn't take any photos. I specifically remember crying from how beautiful it was in there, and I've never cried from beauty before in my life.
Okay, so this is, it looks like a cheese ball, but it's actually chicken and mayonnaise.
Chicken.
You think that's good? Well, this is an actual cheese ball with strawberry jam, jelly, preservatives.
It's not a preservative.
I don't know, but, and then we have French fries with bacon and cheese, and that's amazing. But who would have ever thought of this? Like, this is awesome.
You call this bacon? Do you get it?
Dude, it is cooked.
Yeah.
It is slightly cooked ham.
It's slightly cooked. That's kind of true, actually.
I mean, it is not bacon.
It's not crispy, it's just ham.
It is slightly cooked ham.
It's slightly cooked ham. It's
But
fine.
it's good.
It's good slightly cooked ham.
We have a river in here. Remember that in the Middle Ages, very few people knew how to swim. Following the statistics, about 5% only of the population were able to swim. It's just impressive, yeah. The city of Toledo also changed names. Toledo, Toletum, Tolai Tola, depending who was owning it, yes? And also was for a long time a very important cultural center, because as different people from different nationalities, languages, and religions lived here in harmony for many centuries, it was nicknamed the city of the three cultures. Jewish, Christians, and Muslims lived in here in harmony and worked together in harmony for several centuries. Olive trees, the clear light green color trees are olive trees or pine trees, but there's not much vegetation. Yeah? Figaro is usually dedicated to a saint. Here you see Santa Elena, Saint Juan, and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Just
Shades on.
It's gonna look real.
There's a CD down there.
Oh no. This is insane. Found out about 3 fans today. What'd you get, Teresa?
I got a Lord of the Rings dagger.
What'd you get, Tori?
I bought a katana.